Turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let hang, back again. She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's too. She back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. That you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. That you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
I thought I was having some technical difficulties. I just saw a freeze or something. I think that was because I was doing something on another screen. But anyway, welcome to Shades to the Late Night Hours Talk Time. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm on a little bit earlier tonight so we can get out of here a little bit earlier. We're going to be talking about Nolan Wells again tonight. And we are going to discuss Katie and Bart and the boat audio and just whatever else we need to finish discussing, okay? But before we start, let me ask you guys to thumbs up if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications. Wait. It's not doing right. Hold on. Let's see what's coming. Okay, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, share, and leave a comment. I don't know, StreamYard's acting kind of weird tonight. Let me go over here and see something real quick because I don't know. Okay, let's put this on the stage. I forgot to put that up there. Okay. I guess this is working pretty good. And if you want to show additional support to this channel or for this channel, you can feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, Cash App donation at $Shades2. Or you can copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Okay. And thank you guys so much. Thanks to all who have donated in the past. I definitely appreciate you guys. Okay. Anyway, happy and blessed Wednesday to you guys. Hope you had a beautiful Tuesday. And again, we are going to be discussing Nolan Wells tonight and everything that, pertains to his case. Okay. Copyright disclaimer scrolling across the screen. The entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area of this channel. All right. Let me go ahead and change this out, put the music on, and we are getting ready to get started like always. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be. Okay, let's go ahead and change everything around real quick. And let's go over here and do this because it's too quiet up here. It is too quiet. Okay, I just wanted to make sure everything was working pretty good. Is it sounding pretty good, Jermaine? Let me check to see. Make sure this is going good. I wanted to make sure everything was working pretty good. Is it sounding pretty good, Jermaine? Okay, so far it sounds like it's doing pretty good. I'm scared to even share a video because I don't know what it was doing a few minutes ago. I think I had too many things open, so I just closed it and stuff. So anyway, okay, cool. So I've been watching a lot of videos today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of content creators talking about this case, just news people, ex-rappers, all types of people have been talking about this case. And everyone is asking the same question, okay? What happened on the boat? Are they really saying, Nolan, wake the F up, and oh my God, and is Nolan unalive, and all this other stuff, okay? Now, we played that audio, I think that was last Friday, okay? And I had said back then on Friday that I heard, in the audio, somebody said Nolan. At first I said, no, that's what I thought they said. But then when I listened again after hearing, I think one of those kids do an interview, I realized that the way they pronounce stuff is a little bit different. So then I realized the person was saying, Nolan, wake the F up, so I heard that way back on Friday. And then I also heard the girl voice, and I'm still trying to figure out who was the girl, okay, and what was going on in the background. Because we know good and well that the attention wasn't just on the leak, okay, the water coming in or whatever the case is. It wasn't just on that. It was on something totally different. The attention was placed on what was happening in the background. And you can tell how, I think that was Warren, right? How he was communicating and acting when he was on the phone. Now, granted, it sounded like he was a little tipsy, but still, he was still distracted. And you can tell, you can hear all these people in the background, doing whatever. Okay, so we're going to take a listen to that again. I also want to see that Warren interview, because in that interview, he says something about Katie, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to hear that, and some more stuff that I want to talk about tonight. Okay, if I can remember everything. Not Warren, it was Wyatt. Okay, thank you, Wyatt, who made the daggone call. Thanks, man. Yeah, correct me when I'm wrong. And it was Wyatt's grandpa boat. Okay, thank you. That's right. Correct me when I'm wrong, because I get all these people mixed up and I'm covering so much stuff. Thank you. Now, Jermaine, you said that, okay, so that was Warren on the interview, right? That's correct, right? With that dude, Tatum. Okay, and then on that interview, he said something about Katie, I believe, right? So we're going to be looking at that and some other stuff. And so the first thing that I want to do is go over that video again, the audio real quick. Hopefully, like I said before, my computer don't start acting crazy or anything. And we're going to do that. Hold on, y'all. And on the wrong thing. Let me go ahead and get that audio real quick. Okay, let me mute this. That music lasted for all of 5 minutes, didn't it? But I'll remember to put it back on. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at Warren's interview with Tatum, Officer Tatum, right? I guess that's his name. Okay, let's go ahead and do this for you guys. Hold on for a second. I'm going to share it in 1 second. Okay, I think this is it right here. I think, let's see. Yeah. So I want to hear, hold on. So we're going to watch that real quick. Not all of it, but some of it. Present, share screen. And this is what we're going to watch real quick. So this is the full video right here. I don't know if we're going to watch the full one, but let's look.
When did that occur, and what happened there?
Okay, well, that night, about 12:30, I went back to my buddy's house.
And you said the night of the 4th?
The night of the 4th, but it was about 12:30, I would like to say. And so I went back to my buddy's house. So I stayed the night before, where we all met up, and stayed together the night before. And my buddy got a call from this guy, and the guy was like, "Oh, like, what's going on with all this Nolan stuff?" Very aggravated. I mean, yeah, every right to be, but I mean, we were trying to calm him down, and like he was just like, "Oh, like, where are y'all at?" My buddy said, we're at my buddy's house, and he said, "All right," and then he just hung up. And so about 30 minutes later, I'd like to say, all of a sudden the door just got open and slammed, and there was a girl who walked in, and like probably about 8 or 9 guys behind her, and then another mom, which was Javon's mom. And
who's Javon? I want to put that in perspective. Who is Javon?
Javon is one of Nolan's good friends. He's a friend of mine too, like great guy. And his mom and their family is, very close with, the Wells family. And I mean, so I don't know why she was there, like what was going on, but I was very surprised by this. I was like, like you just basically like kick the door open and, bust up in the house with no knock or anything.
So is Javon black or white?
Javon's mixed. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I guess he's mixed.
Yeah.
So, but he's not white.
No, he's not white.
Just
not
white.
Yeah,
or all white, I guess you might call it.
Yeah.
So then they come in the house. Do you know any of these people? And
I
you
know
said
some of the guys.
the mom, but do you know anybody else?
I've seen the mom before, and I know most of them. Most of the guys went to high school with me, and like I'm friends with some of the guys. I mean, I know some of them. So eventually, like things started to get heated, and I was just like a guy I was friends with in high school. He was like, "Man, come outside with me," and I was like, "All right." And I walked outside with him. He was like, "Man, I don't know why." Like they're panicking, and like this is just like I think Nolan's just on somebody's couch. He's been drinking all day. He's just messed up, and this is nothing that we have to worry about. As much as I sat there and I told him, I was like, I agree. I would think he's on somebody's couch, just had been drinking all day and just drank too much and was super intoxicated. And, that's kind of what a lot of us thought, but they were kind of losing it and they were going crazy. And the mom that was with him demanded Nolan's phone because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan didn't ask for his phone and his keys were not on the boat because his car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, the night before the 4th. And so the keys were left at the house because Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at. So of course he left his keys there. But his phone, I mean, he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. And I mean, there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
So it was more than just Nolan's phone that was on the boat.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously had all our phones, but on the boat. But
what? Okay. So he's saying that Nolan did not ask for his phone because he was intoxicated. Y'all know what? It doesn't matter if people be intoxicated, especially kids. They can be intoxicated. They can be whatever. I don't know not one kid that do not take their phone with them wherever they go. Okay? When we go to the beach, I'm not joking. I kid you not. I have seen people in the water with their cell phones. Okay? I was at the shore with mine, taking pictures of the waves coming in. I'm not joking. I was basically in the water. One false move, the phone would have failed. So I don't believe that. Okay, I told you that before that I did not believe that. I don't. Right. They keep on trying to highlight that this dude was super, super, super drunk. That's the reason why he didn't take his phone. He's sleeping on somebody's couch. Even if he was on someone's couch, okay? If that was true, you would think he still would, whoever couch he's on, they would be basically saying, let me call your friends or your mom or somebody to let them know where you're at. Because you were on the island, right? You didn't leave with the people you came with. The last time they checked with you, you went off with Katie. So, just so they won't be worried, we're going to get them, we're going to call them up, text them or something. Because he didn't have his phone, but whomever house or boat he was on or wherever he was at, you would think they would text, okay? Because remember, in the phone signals out there, sometimes they in, sometimes they out. You know what I'm saying? Just like the day when I was up in the mountain tonight, my phone signal went out for a long time. Then it came back in, then it went back out again. You see what I'm saying? So it's somewhat similar out there, on the in the water, and also probably out there on that island. And even if you don't have any signal, I just can't imagine him just leaving that phone. Period. Even if he got in the water, once he got back out the water, he'll go back and get that phone. So I don't believe that. Okay, let's go ahead and finish getting another part of this this interview, okay? I thought they said they had that full one. Let's see. So this is part one. Let's go ahead and watch this one. Maybe he got all the parts.
What was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. We talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And Nolan was like a brother to me. And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. There's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never gotten an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw
the way he's emphasizing that, he never had a problem with Nolan. Nolan didn't argue with no one. It's just he's overemphasizing that, okay? He really is.
The media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. And my friend group's very, very tight knit. We hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And we were never at Nolan's house, which, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, and hang out around us, but never. I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my.
So when the parents said, the mom said she didn't really know them, so she's telling the truth then. He said they didn't really hang around his parents, Nolan's parents, a lot. Okay, and so what are you talking about, Jermaine? You keep saying he was drunk. I'm repeating what they say because I don't know if he was drunk or not. That's what they say. He was intoxicated. I don't know what he was.
Friends as anyone else. So,
and walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
Right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of course.
Was it something that you guys did more than just this year? This is a 2-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together, that you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened?
Okay. Being from the Gulf Coast, there's a boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I or my family and I are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or, people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And, we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year. And he was, this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home.
So they went last year too. Okay. So they went last year. Okay. He said it's a common thing. Okay.
Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat, not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, on the water, and Nolan loved to do that too. I mean, he was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and, have a good time with the guys. And that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us.
Okay. I got you, Jermaine.
And he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us. And but started 4th of July, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me.
So who is the buddy's house he was at? Who is the buddy's house he was at where him and Nolan stayed overnight?
And I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck. And
okay,
first I ran to my house.
Who is the buddy he's talking about? Is it Bart?
Then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck.
So it was Jack's? Okay.
My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy, and we went, topped the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach. And I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy, my buddy.
So that's what Nolan's keys were, over Jack's house. Okay.
Grandparents' house. And that's
so his keys was there because they spent the night with Jack's. Okay.
Where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. It wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time. Yeah,
I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats.
Yeah.
I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, who knows? And that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. There's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys at the dock, getting on the boat. You're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats.
Right.
What boat were you on, and what boat was Nolan on?
Nolan was on Wyatt's 22 Triton. On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart because we had a lot of friends from college coming down. And Bart, I called Bart that morning. I was like, "Hey, man, can you take your boat out?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go, and I'll take the boat and I'll take you and your friends." Of course, I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so
there you go with the Bart stuff. Hold on.
Bart pulled up at the dock, and I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was the rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do because we went out there a little earlier because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there.
Of course.
But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? How was the waters? Did you guys do anything in between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was there music? Is it like a big party? Like, what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, we're just trying to make sure everybody, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out, and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like, it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up, because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there and there's hundreds of boats. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of people. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island with
course not
a few people. This is thousands of people out there.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up, and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. I mean, it wasn't, but 10:30 is, still pretty early in the day. And when we got there, there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And
you're talking, when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles of boat. When we went out there earlier, not earlier today, but when we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
I mean, it's just several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. I mean, it's.
So you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats? Well,
I mean, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the West Tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people.
And then if it's so crowded on the 4th of July, isn't that the same area where they found him? I'm still trying to figure out if he was actually on that island. Why didn't anyone see him? Okay. You do have 2 witnesses, I believe, who claim they saw him at 6, but I'm trying to figure out why is that just now coming out? And if they did see him, do they have proof? Because anybody can say they saw someone and could be lying. So do they have proof that they saw Nolan on that island walking around or doing whatever at 6 o'clock or somewhere around that time? Okay, because the last time that I heard somebody say they saw Nolan is Katie, who said she saw him, at 3 o'clock or 3:30, and she said she assumed that he was heading back to the boat to leave with the people he came with. And then one of the dudes said that they saw him at 4 or 4:30. After that, that's it. Okay. And now all of a sudden you got 2 more people saying that they saw him at 6. But again, we don't know if that's true. We don't know if that's true. Okay. And he's talking about all these people on the island and in their boats 10 miles out and all this other stuff. Well, why didn't anyone really see him? And one of the these dudes said that they saw him and he was intoxicated and his speech was slurred and he was walking weird. So if he was doing all of that and walking like that, why would you leave him on the island by him with this girl if he's already what do they call it, hammered? If he's already hammered, why would you leave him there? And I know you can't force anyone, but you can try to encourage them to come on because they're already bent up. Okay.
Park because they want to see.
Another thing we didn't think about either. Okay, so even though they claim that he left his phone, so why not give his phone to Katie and say, well, keep Nolan's phone, okay? So when he leave, he can give us a call, to pick him up or whatever.
Be around other people, and the East End's a little more. There's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. I mean, it's not like no one. I mean, every area of the.
You said right. According to TMZ, there's 2 witnesses out of hundreds of people. It should be more people that saw him. If there's all these people out there on that island, everybody couldn't be sloppy drunk. Some people are sloppy drunk. Some people aren't. Some people don't drink at all. Somebody had to see him. I don't believe he was still on the island. I really don't.
Was covered 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do? When I say jump out, you obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. Like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how is that? How is that look out there?
Right. That's the same thing I'm saying. Give him his phone. He knows how to handle his phone. He knows not to put his phone in the damn water. When we went to the beach, my daughter had her phone. She asked somebody on the beach, can they watch her phone right there? And I know you can't do that with everyone, but on that beach right there, it's probably less people on that beach than it is at our beach. Okay. Because, our beach is huge. Malibu Beach is huge. You know what I'm saying? You got people everywhere. And so she just left it on the thing with somebody there. So if Nolan knew other people and they were out there, and even just Katie, she can put it on her boat or whatever the case is. Okay. So I'm not buying this stuff with that phone. You need the phone so you can contact people when you get back on the mainland. That's why you need the phone. Or if something happens, who knows, you may get a signal on the island. You can always try. And then if he wants to take pictures, like I said before, you got your phone. You can take pictures of the girl you're talking to or you're trying to talk to. Y'all can take pictures together, all types of stuff. So I don't believe this story about the phone. I just don't.
I mean, everybody, as soon as you get there, I mean, there's people on boats, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. Everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need because, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we got there, I helped my buddies tie the boats up because the tie line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. If you jumped off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. But when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set, and we tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got on the water. And then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group. And then, next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us. And then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah. So y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students out on the island, women, you probably had alcohol.
Of
So y'all
course,
having
yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You know, you guys out there, the friend groups are out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, you know, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. They in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, you know, everybody my age and even people older than us were, you know, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. You know, we're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, you know, every weekend. Like I fish the islands. I don't just, you know, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. And I feel like it was just a big, I talked to Nolan, and, you know, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and, you know, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan.
So he's not saying that Nolan was sloppy drunk. One of these other dudes said that he was drunk. Okay, sloppy drunk. His speech was slurred. He was walking weird and all of this. This is not what Warren is saying. Okay.
Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan, and I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So,
yeah. And Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and, you know, I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's, you know, just like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan, you know. And Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. You know, no one takes anything that serious. You know, we enjoy our time together. You know, I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat, and my guys are there to, you know, give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are, you know, all my buddies are the same exact way. You know, Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So
what was your relation?
I don't doubt that right there. Let's see what you're saying over here. What's up, West Seal? You said, hold on. I don't doubt that they were all good friends. See, the thing is, I don't believe no one purposely unalived him, and I could be wrong, but I do believe something happened on their boat. Okay, whether it's, you know, they got something they shouldn't have been doing, and it was laced with something, or it was just too much for him, or whatever. Okay, let's see what y'all saying up here. You said, why not just give him his phone so he can put him on the boat he's riding back on, right? Or he was going to hang out with Katie, you know? If they went to her boat or whatever, I don't know what all they did. You know, you could have took it and she could have held it or whatever. According to Tracy, he received a call from Nolan at 11, right, while he was on the island, and Nolan was a few minutes away. I'm not convinced there's no cell service on the island. I'm not either. Okay, I'm just not convinced there's nothing. As a matter of fact, I will look it up and see. I mean, even if it says it's not hardly any service, sometimes that service still come through. And even if it doesn't, again, you want to take pictures, okay? You want to do a video. You can do all of that without having service. You just can't send it nowhere, you know. And you want to have your phone so when you leave or if something happens, just you can try to use it, okay? You want your phone. Most people, not just kids, most people cannot go anywhere without their cell phones, okay? Right, when they was on that CTO call, it was breaking up, like, which is to be expected, but he was still able to talk on it, right? What's up, West Hill? Right. He said that he was on the phone talking to him at 11 a.m. But at 11 a.m., you know, Nolan was on the boat. Oh, you meant that for Jermaine? Okay, there you go, Jermaine. Okay, so you just asked him that. It's the Tatum interview. Okay. So the thing is, like I said, I don't doubt a lot of stuff that he's saying, about them being good friends. They hung out. And for me, like I said before, I don't think, I could be wrong though. I don't think they purposely did anything. Okay. I think if something did happen, and notice I'm using the term if something did happen, I believe it was an accident. I really do. Okay. And if that audio is authentic, like, they claim it is, I'm just trying to figure out what exactly happened. Okay. Because you cannot convince me all that stuff that was going on is just because of the situation with the boat. You can clearly tell that that was Wyatt, right? That's what you said, who was on the phone. His concentration was not in that call. He was distracted by something else, whatever was happening in that background. So let's see if we can see another part of this interview real quick. And we're not going to watch the whole interview, but we just, going over a little of it. Let's see if they got part two. Let's go. I want to see if he got part two up here of that interview. Let me see. It's going to be hard. Let me just look on here because I knew it was going to be hard. That was part one. Okay, let's go back.
What was your relationship like?
Let me go back on here. And then we're going to listen to the audio again, too. Okay, let me see if we can get another part of this. Let's see. Let's see what's going on right here.
What made you concerned enough that you felt like you couldn't weigh it out anymore? You had to call the Coast Guard.
Well, I mean, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens. People die all the time. I know people that have died out there. We all heard the news at the same time, like, he's gone. And so it was really, really hard on me. I mean, I've never experienced something like this, and it was traumatic. I mean,
what made you concerned enough that you felt like you couldn't weigh it out anymore? You had to call the Coast Guard.
Well, I mean, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens. People die all the time. I know people that have died out there. We all heard the news at the same time, like, he's gone. And so it was really, really hard on me.
I thought he said before he hadn't experienced anything like that before. Okay, and now all of a sudden he said a lot of people have passed on the island. So, what is he talking about? Before he said he hadn't experienced anything like that before. Maybe he's talking about because he was missing. I don't know.
I mean, I've never experienced something like this, and it was traumatic. I mean,
what made you concerned enough that you felt like you couldn't weigh it out anymore? You had to call the Coast Guard.
Well, I mean, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens. People die all the time. I know people that have died out there. We all heard the news at the same time, like, he's gone. And so,
which one is it? You said before that you never experienced anything like that. Then you say you have, because a lot of people have passed on out there on the island, I guess. Okay, anyway, that's tripped out. But maybe he meant of something a little bit different. Maybe he meant he never experienced his personal friend, being missing and then found unalive. Maybe he meant that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what's going on here.
People talk about the phone situation. I want to, because the way you articulate it, I just walked in the water with my pants.
Right.
They're wet. And you can tell right away that if you're hanging out in the water, it doesn't appear, in my opinion, that you would have your phone on you. Is that typical for people to have their phones, or?
No, I mean, no one has their phone.
You know, good and damn well, you're not gonna. Some people do be in that water because they don't get all the way in it or whatever with the phone. So for the most part, you're not gonna have your phone in actual water, okay? But if you know someone that's not getting in the water, or they're not getting in the water at that particular time, you can have them hold your phone until you get out of the water, okay? Or you can put your phone somewhere else. If you're going on another boat or something is going to be there, you can leave your phone on that boat. You're not going to be totally without your phone because anything can pop off and you may need it.
Though, usually, I mean, unless you're crazy, I'm not walking around with my phone in my hand. They've been walking around Horn Island, you know.
How many people left the phone on the boat? Was it just his phone when y'all left, or
I mean,
other people have phones on the boat?
Absolutely not. Like there was at least, well, I rode out here on a different boat, like I told you, and I grabbed my phone when I left the Palm Beach to get on the boat with Triton. I mean, to get on the boat with Wyatt because we were having, boat issues. And when I got on the boat, there was phones everywhere on the console. I mean, everywhere.
People talk about the phone situation. I want to.
All that stumbling over words and forgetting who's bold and all this shit, it makes me think that something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to forget whose boat you went to or anything else. Some things you will forget, but certain things you're just not. Let me see what you guys are saying over here. So now, you said, I'm not sure this is on the island. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th to see where he was parked at. No, at 11 a.m., Nolan called him twice, but he did not pick up. Right, Nolan called him, and he did not pick up. Trayston didn't pick up, right, and stuff. But at 11 o'clock, Nolan would have been on the boat because they said they left early in the morning, like at 9 or somewhere around that time. So at 11 o'clock, Nolan, they would be almost at the daggone island if they weren't at the island at that time. And so you said Trayston was on the island before Nolan. Nolan could have called Nolan close to the time his boat got to the island, but not all the way there. If he was there, it would be no need. If Trayston's phone rang and he was on the island, there's service, right? Notice how he didn't leave his phone, right? And also, too, what happened to the calls, okay? All his mother needs to do, Nolan's mom needs to do, if she hasn't already done it, is call the phone company and get his call log. And it's going to show all the calls that come in, all the calls that went out. And it may even show any messages or anything, text messages, it may. But I know it definitely will show the calls that come in and the calls that go out. And that way you can see certain things, okay? Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see. So he just talked about the phone. So we just saw that, right? Let's see what else they got. We already just saw this about the phone. Okay, we just saw that. So is he talking about, let's see, maybe he's talking about the deleted messages here. Let's see.
I don't know why, like they're panicking and, this is just, I think Nolan's just on somebody's couch. He's been drinking all day. He's just messed up. And, this is nothing that we have to worry about. As much as,
still, the reason why I say he could have his phone on the island because, kids and grown-ups too, they take pictures. If he had his phone, was taking pictures, you can pretty much pinpoint if he was on the actual island or not. Because when you take pictures, the timestamp will be there. What time you took it, what day you took it, and all of that. So if he had his phone on the island, they can actually look at his phone to pinpoint, if he was actually there, because he would have taken pictures or anything.
I sat there and I told him, I was like, I agree. I really, I would think, you know, he's on somebody's couch, just had been drinking all day and just, you know, drank too much and was super intoxicated. And, you know, that's kind of what a lot of us thought, but they were kind of losing it,
Hold on,
and they
what
were
did you just say? Hold on.
drank too much and was super intoxicated. And, you know, that's kind of what a lot of us thought, but they were kind of losing it and they were going crazy. And the mom that was with them demanded Nolan's phone, because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan.
Why wouldn't she demand it? It's her son or her friend's son or whatever. If that was Nolan's mom or whatever, or either Javon or whoever, I forgot who, Tamisha, whoever came to get the phone. Okay, why wouldn't they demand for the phone? Okay. And like I said, if he had that phone on the island and if he took pictures, it's definitely going to have the date. Okay. And you can pretty much tell, you know, the time, you know, it depends on, you know, when he took pictures. Like, for example, if he was on that island and it's dark and just say he took some pictures right before it was dark, then you can pretty much tell he was on that island at a certain time. All right. Or if he's taking a picture with Katie and she said the last time she's seen him is at 3, it pretty much will indicate that he was with Katie a certain amount of time. Let me look at my pictures real quick. Yes, it tells you took a picture yesterday. It tells the date and all that, not necessarily the time. Let me look if you click on a picture, and let's see if you do this right here, if it shows the details. On the details, just like I said, it tells you the time, the date, and everything. So if he would have had his phone with him on the island and just say he was out there taking pictures like most people do, kids and all, you would be able to pinpoint if he was actually on that damn island at 6 o'clock, at 7, because he will probably be taking pictures. Even when people are drunk, they would take pictures acting a nutty fruit cake just so they can go back and look at it and laugh and post it when they get signals, okay, to show everybody they're having a good time. I have taken so many crazy photos, couldn't post them then because of the signal. And once I get into the area where I get my signal back, then I post them. So you can't make me think that he wouldn't be thinking like this. And then plus his mom said that was weird for him not to have his phone because he loves to take, you know, he liked to take pictures and stuff. And what about before he got to the island? What happened to everything that he might have taken pictures of then? Okay. Or messages or calling people or anything. Some of these things even tell you about where you got the picture from and everything else. Let me go to a random picture and see. Let me go to something that I took a picture of myself outside. Let's go to details. Yeah, so like this right here is telling me that I took this Monday, July the 27th, 2026 at 7:20 p.m. So you know around this time, I was out here at this area in which I was at that time on that date. Okay, so that's why it would have been good if he would have had that phone, and they should have given it to him. Okay, if he would have put it in the water, it just would have been in the water. That's why you got insurance. All right, but I doubt he would have did that. People be protecting their phones more than they protect themselves. Shit, I heard about a lady. I think she reached in to get her phone out of the water where alligators were at, or crocodiles or something. So you know, people be doing the most for these phones.
Didn't ask for his phone, and his keys were not on the boat because his
What's up, young Liz? Thank you so much for being here.
car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, you know, the night before the 4th. And so the keys were left at the house because Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at. So of course he left his keys there.
So
but his phone.
We can understand why the keys was left at his buddy Jack's house, I guess, because he was there spending the night there with him the night before they did all of this stuff the next day. You know, obviously that makes sense. You know, you spend the night at a friend's house and y'all all head out together. Yeah, you're going to leave your keys there because your car is there. But the cell phone, that stays on you. I don't give a damn where you go, you be having that cell phone. And y'all know you do.
I mean, he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. And I mean, there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
It was more than just Nolan's phone that was on the boat.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously had all our phones, but on the boat, but those weren't the only people. Like Nolan wasn't the only person that left a phone on the boat. There was a lot of people that left phones on the boat, not that didn't ride out or in with us. So I mean, there was a couple phones that we had that we didn't know who they belonged to, and my buddy's got that figured out, but it wasn't just Nolan's phone that was on the boat that who wasn't there. There was a lot of phones.
So when they barged in, they started getting frantic. The mom asked for Nolan's phone.
Right.
Was there a struggle over it, or did
No,
you guys hand it over?
I mean, just handed it over. I mean, we didn't think any.
The thing is, the reason why they probably was getting like what about the phone, because again, that phone can tell you many damn different things. Okay, it can tell you many things. If the phone is on, even though the signal's not there, they may even be able to still track that phone, because you have heard about people turning off phones and they can still track. Like when I was helping this lady escape her husband, she turned off her phone and we were like discussing the fact that he can still, track her. So what she did is took the battery out. Okay, the battery out, because they can still track you at times. So the thing is, that's why that mom wanted that phone, so she can look at the phone to determine where her son is and also what transpired, like any mom or dad would do. These people act like it's not normal for her to want the phone. It's not normal for her to do whatever she needs to do to make sure that her son actually drowned and he just drowned. Okay, what type of parent would you be if you didn't make sure? Nobody's going to just give up and not make sure, especially when they know their child. Okay, period. And drunk or no drunk, certain things people just don't do. And I know they keep them damn cell phones attached to them, because I'm going to tell you straight up, I take my phone everywhere that I go, except it getting in that shower. And a couple times, even though I don't have it in the shower because it's going to get wet, I've had it in the bathroom many times. Okay? And like I said, we go to the beach, I have my phone with me. I have never left my phone in that car. I always have my phone. Even when we was in that water, I had my phone. And I really did. I mean, I just made sure I didn't drop it. You know what I'm saying? Or get water on it or anything like that. Of course, if you're swimming, you're not going to have your phone. Or if you're in really deep water, I mean, that ocean out there, the Pacific Ocean is, it's pretty deep. Y'all know that already. But I was like at the shore, and on the other part, I was like where the rocks are, and I was right there because I took pictures of stuff. So the thing is, yes, he would not have his phone in the water like a dodo bird. Okay, if he's swimming or if he's in, pretty high water or whatever the case is. But that doesn't mean that he can't have his phone, and he could have given it to someone to hold or to leave it on somebody else's boat if he's going to go back with him.
Anything of it, like, she asked for Nolan's phone. We knew they were close friends with, the Wells family, and my buddy went out to his truck and handed the phone over. No complications, no issue, nothing. But I mean, I told Miss Christine that we had his phone and he had left it in our possession on the boat.
When did you? Miss Christine is Nolan's mom.
Correct.
When did you talk to her about that?
When I was on, no, I didn't talk to her once. Like it was like 12:30. I mean, I might have texted her a couple times and talked briefly about a couple things, but I never. I told her on the phone before I called the Coast Guard that we had Nolan's phone.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that if he took pictures, okay, you can clearly tell that would be an indication that he was on the island at a certain time, because you can look at pictures and pinpoint around the time they've been there. Plus, you can get the information from the picture that tells you the time that a person took it and etc. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Before I called Miss Christine, I was like, oh, well, where's his location at? Because Nolan has his Snapchat location on for me. And he said, it's Wyatt said it's, in my truck. Like, because everybody who left stuff on the boat, it was Wyatt's boat. So Wyatt put it in his truck, just normal. And so the phone was in possession in Wyatt's truck. And when that mom came over and asked for it, there was no issue at all with us giving the phone to her. I mean, Nolan just left it on the boat. We handed the phone to her that night of the 4th of July.
And did you guys go through the phone or?
Of course not. I mean, well, none of us had a reason to go through Nolan's phone. I mean, there's multiple phones on the boat. Why would we? And the boat was having issues. Why would our concern be getting on Nolan's phone or something? I mean, I don't even know Nolan's password. None of my friends do. We had no reason ever to get on Nolan's phone and look at anything.
Another thing too, even when your phone is not on, okay, like you don't have a signal, your phone, iPhones and Androids can still be tracked. So it's very beneficial if he would have had that phone on the island, because if they wanted to, they could have went back and checked the data to check to see where he was at, because the tracking thing will still be able to be, found out.
I didn't even touch Nolan's phone. None of us touched Nolan's phone until somebody took it off the boat and put it in Wyatt's truck, and then no one touched it until we handed it back, to the mom that was at my buddy's house.
Did she?
Now,
I don't know why Tatum or whatever thinks that this dude would tell 100% truth if he has something to cover up. Okay, point blank. Even asking a person, "Did you unalive someone?" I think that's a stupid ass question. Because if someone actually did unalive someone, why in the hell would they tell you? So they can get in trouble? Just like if they was out there getting lit on the boat with some illicit drugs and they got a bad batch, and Nolan happened to get it, and then he, go into cardiac arrest and pass on, they're not going to just randomly tell you that. And I could actually envision this in my mind, that something like that happened, and then they panic and didn't know what to do. And then start thinking about, oh, we're going to get in trouble, we're going to go to prison and all this other stuff. And they just panicked and, did what they had to do so it can look like a drowning. I don't know why y'all act like this can't be possible. Anything is possible. Anything can be possible. Do y'all not realize that? And let me tell you something. If it was your child, okay, if it was your child, you would want to find out what happened. You're not just going to go by what these police officers or whatever is saying if they're not showing you concrete proof. And then these people doing iffy shit, you know what I'm saying? Just plainly weird. Then you hear this audio with all this stuff in the background and stuff. Then you got people saying different things. Come on now, you're going to be very concerned about that, and you're going to think something is up. I don't know, now one parent would just be like, okay, yeah, he drowned because he was drunk. I'm not saying that way, so stop twisting my words, okay? For real, for real. I'm saying, and you know exactly what I'm saying, I'm saying if he would have had his phone and he probably liked taking pictures, he probably would have taken pictures. And even if he didn't take pictures, they can track that phone, even with the phone having no signal. So the thing is, if he would have had his phone on the island, they could have tracked it. Forget the pictures, forget all that shit. They could track the phone, okay, to tell if he was actually on the island or not, or if he was still on a boat or wherever. That's why people take their batteries out of phones and stuff when they try to be slick. Just like we took the battery out of the phone that the lady had, so her husband wouldn't track her. And then she actually disposed of that phone and bought a new one. So they can do a lot of stuff even when your service is not on. You're not getting a signal on those cell phone. That's why people do many things, when they don't want to be found out, period. And I think he should have had his phone. We would have a better picture of everything if he would have had his phone, period. Okay? So that's it with his interview. I think that we heard what we needed to hear. Okay, I think I did. Is that everything, Jermaine? Because I forgot exactly everything you told me to listen out for. But I think we covered the phone. I didn't hear, I don't know what part, if he said anything about Katie, but we definitely heard him mention Bart, about the phone, getting there, what happened, with the 4th of July stuff and all of that, Um, I believe he's, pretty much telling the truth mixed in with some non-truths. Okay, he did mess up on the part where he said he had never seen anything like that before. He wasn't used to dealing with that, but then he turned back around and said a lot of people have passed on. They've seen a lot of people passed on the island, which is weird. I mean, damn, how many people passed on the island? So I thought that was kind of strange and stuff. Anyway, let's move away from this and let's go to that audio again. I want to hear that again, and let's just make sure we heard what I thought and what a lot of other people thought we all heard. Let's just see if that's what we heard. Okay, let's go to that CETA, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at it right here. Let me go to let's see. So this is the one that the engineer wrote, and I want to go. Let's listen to this one first, okay? And then we will listen to the other one.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Okay, so before
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
okay, so before
That's crazy. That is crazy, 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 man. So he would say, "Get the F up." Okay, wake up or something like that. And you unalive him. Who unalive him? So when you look at that, if you say, okay, but that can mean he could have had some. They could have been doing drugs, and if the person is there who gave it to him, then you can imagine, you can realize why somebody would say you unalived him. Okay. Then somebody said he's already unalive. They asked, is he unalive? And then somebody yelled out, Nolan. But the way they say it sounds weird. They go, Nolan. They say it like that. And oh my God. And let's see. Somebody called out Wyatt's name. Can we cover it up? Yeah, I thought all about that. And so let's listen to this one more time.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
okay, so before
Yeah, somebody said they can understand. Yeah, somebody said they can understand everything. Of course, you can't understand every single thing, but you can hear the key things. Get the F up. No, really unalive now. You can hear that. A couple more things you can hear in that audio. Now let me go to the other one. So she did the enhanced. That's probably the same one. Let me see.
Breaking news tonight in the Nolan Wells investigation, enhanced distress call audio bombshell.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Well,
Hello?
he said, wake the F up or get the F up. Okay.
Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
What did we just hear? What was that? One more time, please.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a
Let's see, what he
description?
said, I still think he said Nolan, wake the fuck up. Okay. But he could have said wake the fuck up. I don't know, but I know he said wake the fuck up. It sounded like he said Nolan. Okay. So
Ankles?
What'd you say? Hey,
that's where he was distracted at right there. And it's like he was watching what was going on over there because he was not even paying attention to this lady. This dispatcher had got annoyed with him because she started telling, you can just hear it in her voice because he wasn't listening to her. He was looking at, it seems like he was looking at whatever was going on, which is understandable. And I'm not talking about the village or pump thing. I'm talking about whatever those kids were doing in the background. Okay.
How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Straight out.
He really tripped me out when he said, it's just sinking. We're going down now. The way his voice went down. And to me, he does not sound like he's panicking from the boat sinking. Because most people, if a boat is sinking like he's trying to act like it is, you would hear all types of stuff for real. He would even be getting paranoid. And especially if you are intoxicated, you're going to really just be doing the most then. And I just don't hear. Okay. He was like, the boat is sinking. It's going down now. That tripped me out the way he said. Let me play that part again.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Straight out to investigative reporter crime stories, Dave Mack.
Oh my gosh.
Did you just hear what I heard? Now, this has been transcribed, and this is the C-TOW dispatch call. Because, Dave, when I first heard this, I thought, has this been doctored? Is this real?
Right.
Where's this coming from, Dave?
Nancy, this is coming from the from Mississippi, from the actual official. Okay, when we get into the Mississippi Fish and Wildlife and at the reserve putting this out for the public, this is not like from Dave Mack's recording. This is an official recording, Nancy, that is being issued, and it's shocking when you listen to this call for a tow, for the C-TOW. Going further into it, Nancy, you're picking apart all of the different voices that can be heard on this one phone call, trying to determine what is really taking place on this boat that is allegedly sitting in 31 feet of water, a depth of 31 feet. And a bilge pump not working, claiming they're sinking.
Breaking news tonight.
If you're sinking like that in that water, I think you would be a little bit more hyped up about the sinking, and you would not be paying attention to whatever's going on in the background. You would be telling them to get their ass out there, and yes, send the Coast Guard out there. Why didn't they want the Coast Guard to come out there? I'm telling you guys, something popped off on that boat, and it ain't dealing with that water. Okay, I'm telling you guys, I don't believe it. And if they come back and say it, he just drowned. I think it's a cover up. I'm just gonna be perfectly honest. Okay, that's what I think. Now, I wish I could see the other part of that Nancy Gray thing, but we ain't trying to do it all day. I don't know what this is. Probably some more stuff they done concocted up and shit. And And this is the full emergency, but we don't need to listen to that again because, you know, you can clearly hear that something else is going on. Even before they enhanced it, that chick enhanced it, you can clearly hear, Nolan, wake the fuck up or get the F up. Okay, who are they talking to? And don't say like he was sleeping because he didn't supposed to be on, but they say he wasn't on the boat. Okay, so why are they calling his name? Then you even heard Bart's name mentioned in the audio, and then you heard a female. You know, when I first heard, I heard a female say "bruh, bruh," and when you listen to the other one, you do hear her say that in the background, "bruh," but she keeps on talking. So for me, yeah, they are. For me, it's something else was going on. And they were all probably drinking and doing the most. And I just believe they was doing the most. I really do. I don't think, I could be wrong. I don't think they did anything to him intentionally. I don't think it was no fight. It could have been though, because we still need to find out if that red spot is because of pooling of the blood or did he get hit. But at the same time, they might not even have no altercation. If they were doing something weird, you know, like getting high and then doing other things, okay, if he fell, he could have fell and hit his head, okay, when he fell out. And that's what the red spot is. That doesn't mean that they did it on purpose. That means that he could have fell down because clearly if he did, you know, have a, you know what, oh, you know what I'm talking about, he would have fallen down on that boat and probably hit his head or whatever the case is. That's why you hear him saying, no, wake the fuck up. That's why you hear him saying that. Or get the fuck up, or whatever. All we know, they're talking to someone. The voices sound hyped up. They sound like they really are concerned and scared at the same time. And then you hear the girl saying, "Oh my God," or the guy saying, "Oh my God." You hear somebody saying, "Bro" or "bruh." That's the girl, and she said other things too. So I heard what I heard. Period. He's so drunk, okay, and just because. Why would he be panicking on the phone about his friend passing if he does not want the dispatcher to know? Westfield, okay? He's calling them talking about the water. He does not want them to know about Nolan. So he's not going to be panicky. And plus, he's trying to figure out what's going on and if he's really unalive because they keep on saying, wake the F up, get up, and things of that nature. And if somebody's saying he's unalive, and things of that nature. He's not going to expose nothing on that phone and get in trouble. Not necessarily. You see many times where people be unalive and somebody unalive people and they be very calm. Okay, they be very calm. Just like that D4VD ass done unalive that girl allegedly and he's calm as ever. He even sat there and looked at the damn video, the pictures, and he still was calm. He was so damn calm that he went on his damn tour and did a whole concert. A world tour or something and did a whole concerts. So yeah, people can stay calm if they don't want another person to know. That's why they probably didn't want the Coast Guard to come out. They definitely are. That's true. But if they're just high, let's say they're just high off of alcohol. You can drink alcohol at 18, okay? You can drink beer, wine coolers, light stuff. Because we don't know if they were doing anything else. If you want to think like this, that they were just, you know, like that because they were high. Right, 2 boats. So we don't know for sure. Sound like they are on the same boat though. Who knows? Who knows? We would never ever boat. Yeah, Nolan could have been on Bart's boat talking. Okay, and they could be on the other boat. But do we think you would be able to hear them on the other boat that clear? I don't know for sure. It depends on how close they are, but they had to be pretty close. So they searched Bart boat too, okay. So I think with this Coast Guard thing, it could be a combination, and it depends on what they were taking. Okay, if they're just drinking beer, they wouldn't care if the Coast Guard comes, I guess. I mean, what's his name? Say everybody out there be drinking on the boats, drinking and everything. I guess that's against the law to be drinking on the boat. I would assume that it is. because then you can have an accident. But all of them out there be drinking. That's what they said. At least majority of them, they go out there to have fun. Clearly ain't nobody messing with them, so they be out there lit. Okay, so I don't know why they didn't want the Coast Guard to come out. It could be many different reasons. It could be what you just said, Jermaine. It could be a combination of what you and I both said. We just don't know. These are the things we don't know. We're just talking about it and just really guessing, just, basing on what we hear in that audio. Who? So what do I need to type in there? It doesn't make any sense, right? But you know what? A lot of times things do not make sense, and yet people still do it. Okay. And he knew that boat wasn't sinking like he's trying to act like it is, because it was sinking like it was sinking. Why didn't they want the Coast Guard to come out and they can bring out somebody? And eventually, didn't the grandfather come out to assist them or call somebody out to assist them? Tatus video of the incident he released today. Okay, let me just type that in there. Tatus, or Tatum video of the incident released today. Okay, what is it called? Let me put it in here. What is it called, Jermaine? Let me just type this up here. Well, see, y'all love that dude, don't y'all? Damn. So is this it right here? You talking about this TMZ debunks viral audio? Is that the video you're talking about? TMZ is full of shit, okay? I hope that's not the audio you're talking about. People already been getting on TMZ, okay? Let's see which one you're talking about. Just tell me the name of it, Jermaine, okay? I hope you're not talking about this shit right here. You know this is fake. Some of the stuff on here be a straight mess. Okay, so which one are you talking about? Is that the one right there? He says scroller. It must be this one you're talking about. TMZ debunks viral audio. Is that what you're talking about? And we already saw this video, I believe, where they were sitting up here talking smack, and everybody was like, first and foremost, they said they are owned by Fox. That's the first thing. Secondly, they said that there's no way they couldn't have heard what everybody else heard. TMZ is lying. That's what they said, allegedly. I'm waiting on you to tell me which one, Jermaine. Is it this one? This one right here.
Get the TMZ debunking the audio that was put out and people doing enhancements.
TMZ has learned evidence apparently shows.
Are you talking about that one? It takes too long for y'all to reply back, man. Damn, internet be forever saying, putting up this the messages. Hold on. I'm gonna have to move on to the next thing because I don't know which one you're talking about. It's taking too long to come up. I don't still see your response yet. Okay, so yeah, that's the same one, I think. Okay, so you just shared. I think that's the same one. Hold on, let me see. Thank you. I think that's the same one, though. Let's see. Oh, no, this is it right here.
Somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him right before he died. I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned. It could be that could have happened. But I'm more convinced now than ever based on what people have been telling me and DMs that I've been seeing, people that have been verified sources, that there has to be something with this cocaine. There has to be something with Nolan and a girl, and there has to be something with Nolan potentially being in either altercation with somebody, which would lead me to believe that that person saw Nolan last. And that this other person that's giving people cocaine. So this person giving people cocaine, a girl, Nolan, and another person that he may have been in an argument with, to me, are people that need to be investigated. And I can say more, but I'm trying not to get anything messed up in this case because I want justice for Nolan and I want the boys that weren't involved in this to not get caught up in stupidity. So just so you guys know, I know the names of the cocaine person. I believe I know who the girl is. And I know the name of the person that may have been in an argument with Nolan. And there's nothing conclusive that anybody's telling me where there was violence that occurred. But that does not mean that the violence is ruled out.
What?
It does not mean that something could have happened.
Wait. Let me stop this real quick. Is he changing up now? I had to clarify as the same dude because I don't watch him. So is he changing up now? Because he said the same thing that we have repeated over here 50,000 billion times. Okay. I told y'all Friday that I believe they were doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and then either the white stuff or either something else, whatever it was, it affected Nolan in a very negative manner, causing him to have cardiac arrest. He went to cardiac arrest. That's what I'm saying. Because they haven't released the first autopsy of what happened, okay? The second autopsy could not really tell us anything because, first and foremost, his body was too badly decomposed, okay? Which is understandable since, the length of time. Then they took certain organs away out of his body. So they couldn't tell. It's inconclusive, undetermined. Okay, so the thing is, we already know that the white stuff can cause people to have heart attacks, just like the other thing can. So I'm thinking that, like I said before, in which I said this on Friday and before that, they were on that boat getting lit, okay? And whatever they were getting lit with, they overdid it, okay? Obviously it was too strong or something else was laced on it or something like that, and it affected Nolan. And I think that they were on the phone. That dude was on the phone calling up the thing because before, when he initially made the phone call, they probably didn't know or think that Nolan was, going to be in a situation that he was in. Okay. They probably were just trying to wake him up or whatever the case is. And with the boat looking like it was going to sink, Wyatt called them, but not knowing they was going to start doing the most and not knowing that Nolan was going to really start reacting in a negative manner. In other words, passing on. He didn't know all of that was going to transpire. And that's why you heard him say, if that was him, shut the F up. Okay? Because they was doing too much and he probably didn't want them, the dispatcher, to hear. That's what I think. Let's hear what else he's talking about.
Somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him right before he died. I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned. It could be. That could have happened. But I'm more convinced now than ever based on what people have been telling me and DMs that I've been seeing, people that have been verified sources, that has to be something with this cocaine. There has to be something with Nolan and a girl. And there has to be something with Nolan potentially being in either altercation with somebody, which would lead me to believe that that person saw Nolan last. And that this other person that's giving people cocaine. So this person giving people cocaine, a girl, Nolan, and another person that he may have been in an argument with, to me, are people that need to be investigated. And I can say more, but I'm trying not to get anything messed up in this case because I want justice for Nolan and I want the boys that weren't involved in this to not get caught up in stupidity. So just so you guys know, I know the names of the cocaine person. I believe I know who the girl is, and I know the name of the person that may have been in the argument with Nolan. And there's nothing conclusive that anybody's telling me where there was violence that occurred. But that does not mean that the violence is ruled out. That does not mean that something could have happened in the water. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl, being intimate in the water to the point where it caught their attention. And they believed that they saw Nolan and this girl struggling in the water, not necessarily drowning, but struggling. Like it was obvious enough that the person was concerned when they saw Nolan in the water and he was with this girl. And that the person explicitly said that they were being intimate, which I don't know what that means as far as just kissing, hugging, cuddling, or something else. But that's what has been told to me. And these sources I think, have been legitimized. But what they're saying, I haven't been able to verify. This is just someone saying this, and I'm telling you what I'm hearing. So when the toxicology come back, if there's cocaine in the system, to me, that will validate that these people that have been telling me this are being accurate. And like I said, somebody really close to Nolan made mention that they're almost 100% sure that he may have been partaking in the use of cocaine. And it's unfortunate. I've been knowing this, at least that part, for a while now, but I didn't want to put his name out there like that, given the fact that he just lost his life. But now that we're getting more information, the investigation is going further along, I'm just putting it out there, and we shall see if what is being told is accurate. But I'll finish it with this. I'm leaning more towards believing that somebody directly saw Nolan and know how Nolan died. That's my take on it. I don't think he was just drowning out there messing around. I think that somebody know more than what they're saying. And I don't think it's a lot of people. I think it's a few people that were last on the island with Nolan that know what happened, that seen what happened, or may have knowledge of something that will lead police in the right direction to find out exactly what happened. And I am encouraging you. I know some of y'all names. If it's you, you need to do the right thing. You need to go to authorities. And if you're there and you had nothing to do with it, you definitely need to go to authorities and clear your name. I'll say this: some of these people may have already gone to authorities. I don't know. The authorities won't tell me who they interviewed. So we'll go to that next step when it comes. I want to address Judge Mathis real quick. I got about 9 minutes. Here is where I think people should shut up unless they have a working knowledge of verifiable truth. If you want to give a hypothesis, say this is a hypothesis. Somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they...
Okay, the thing about it, leave Judge Mathis alone. He can say whatever he wants to. It's freedom of speech, okay? Point blank. It's like for you, okay? The thing is this right here. What he's been saying, we've been saying for the longest, okay? And certainly after I saw the enhancement video and I listened to their voices and stuff, and it sounds like to me that they didn't intentionally do anything, okay? Sounds like whether it's that stuff or the other stuff, it just sounds like something went wrong with whatever they were doing. I don't think Nolan was the only one partaking in any drinking or illicit drug, DRUG use or anything. They probably all were doing stuff. Let's keep it real. And I said probably because we don't know. And I think, and I'm saying think because this is what I think. I think that it was just basically that. And once that happened, they panic and probably push them over in the water, okay? So it can look like a drowning. Because the thing is, whoever supplied the DRUGS, if that's what it is, they probably was right there on the boat, okay? And we can pretty much kind of almost, we got some people names in our mind. Let's keep it real. You know, me and Jermaine was talking about it ever since Friday. Actually, before that, you know, I had said something like that. So clearly, if that person or people were on the boat, you know, they would definitely want to do something where it looks like he drowned. And if and with his body being in that water for the length of time that it was, it may make it more harder. At least they probably thought they can't tell. Okay. That's why I believe they sealed those records too, so nothing won't get out. And if they know anything, like if they have like some idea that that is what happened and somebody is responsible, they don't want to really let them know yet because they want to get all the evidence together and then possibly bring people in. And plus, they don't want YouTubers, content creators, TikTok creators, or whatever to get up there and be doing the most with the information that's out, like they did with the daggone autopsy stuff and everything else. So it's many different reasons why they probably, you know, seal that until the grand jury decides if they want to pursue, you know, I guess charges or whatever, bring people in or whatever the case is. And once we find out what that autopsy report says, and especially that toxicology report, then you're really going to have a, you know, like you're going to have an answer somewhat. An answer if he was on some type of DRUGS. You're going to have that because they did that toxicology report, a couple of days after he passed on. And I think those things takes from weeks to months, I believe, to get that back. So once they get in, you're definitely going to know unless they try to conceal something, because it depends on who supplied what. Let me see what y'all saying. What do you see there? Oh, this, you want to see that right there? Okay, let's click on that real quick. Okay, let's see. You're playing music, I'm about to turn that down. Let's see. That's what's the name right there, right? So this is unseen video. Is that Nolan back there in that water? Hold on, let me go back. Wait, let's slow it down. Is that Nolan back there? Or is that him right here? That's Nolan right there because he got on. It looked like he got on glasses. That's Nolan right there, right? Let me see what they got on here. They pointed out. Let me go back. Yeah, that's Nolan right there. Let's go back again. Yeah, that's Nolan right there. Let's see what this is right here. Let's go back. We're doing the most out here in this damn water. And those boats are very close. So the thing is, you can possibly hear them doing the most. They could have been on two separate boats right by each other. But if they were, why would they be panicking then when they can get on the other boat with the other person? But they might have been on two separate boats. You may be right, Jermaine, with that. You know, Nolan could have been on the other boat with them where he's, you know, unalive and they trying to make him wake up and help him out or whatever the case is. But that dude on that in that water it looks like Nolan. That right there looks like Nolan right there with those sunglasses on. I can see glasses on his face. That's tripped out, isn't it? And you can see, of course, they wouldn't have their cell phones in this water, but the cell phones would be on the boat. And when they get back on the boat, they can have access to that. And look at all the boats. And somebody said, there's no way, because some of these people would have saw him. Okay? Even when he's on the island, all of them daggone people there, they would have seen him. You know what I'm saying? At least I think they would have. Let's look at this one right here that you just shared with me. Hold on. All these people. So we're going to take a look at Horn Island too. let me see if they show it on TikTok. I don't want to do too much off of YouTube. Okay, let me go back over here and look at this little thing right here real quick. Let me unmute this. Hold on, let's look at this. So what is this supposed to be? Oh, somebody said that's not the same shorts they had on all day for the 4th of July. So that can't be the same video unless they change their clothes. And why would y'all change your clothes? So did Nolan change his clothes? So what is this video is? I see them on the boat. That boat is not that big either. What are they doing? Jermaine, as you share that video to me. See what else we got here. Okay. Anyway, let's see. So let's look at this girl though, Katie. So how do you guys think Katie plays a role in this? I mean, other than she hooked up with Nolan. Now she did say they were together only briefly, but yet Officer Tatum said that somebody told him that they was in the water doing the most. And I know this is part of the lie right here, okay? I just know it is. Okay. They just put up anything online. See, like things like this. This right here, if y'all can see me pointing to it, hold on. It's stuff you should not believe. Things like this right here, if you can see me, where I got the thing at. You shouldn't believe this, okay? Goodness. Okay. So Katie, that's who we were talking about. Katie said she was with him only briefly. Briefly means maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe an hour. But when usually you say you was with someone briefly, that usually means just a couple of minutes. But then Officer Tatum said, but Officer Tatum said that somebody said that they were in the water doing things. So that I don't feel like that would be like something brief, because if she was walking on the beach with him, then they got in the water together, you already exceeded being with him briefly. And then how long did they just meet, or did they know each other before then? And who all knows Katie? And there's a picture of Katie and Bart together. Okay, that's why I asked that question. Did they ever date before? So are they just friends, or did they date before, or what? What? That picture we just saw is them when they made the call to the Ceto? This one right here. The one I just put, hold on. Let me go back to it. It's this video. So this is them when they made the call to the Ceto. So that's why you said maybe another boat was close by at the time. This is weird. This whole story is weird, okay? So if this is them right here when they made the call, is this after the call or before the call or what? Because if this is after the call, if Nolan was on the boat, that means that they already pushed him over, or what? Is that what they are implying? I need to stop this for a minute. Hold on, let me pause this. I can pause it. See what everybody's doing. Hmm. So who took this? Who took this photo? I mean, this video. Let's see what they were saying. Hmm. Yeah, we need the sound. Somebody said the sound in the full video. I don't know why they always have part of videos and then you have to damn music. I need to see the whole video and then take the music off. They said that's Wyatt's boat. They said he can be bouncing back and forth between Bart and Wyatt. Hmm. So I don't know. I don't know. You said I'm guessing it had to be taken from Bart's boat. So that's why you said maybe Nolan was on Bart's boat. Hmm. Damn. You know, I really do hope they find out what happened to this kid and whoever is responsible for it. I hope they damn ass go to prison because this is plain ridiculous. If something happened where he OD'd or something like that, damn, just tell the truth. If they got into an altercation, just tell the truth. Goodness. Some people say it's over Katie. They said that Bart and Katie, allegedly Bart and Katie were dating or used to be dating. And Bart got mad and, you know, got into it with Nolan. I don't know if this is true or not. And, you know, some of us believe that it was DRUGS related. That's what I believe. Could be wrong, you know. Because, I mean, other than those two scenarios, I mean, what could it be? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's take a look at this island. We need to look at it. So somebody took a picture. So I guess on the 4th of July was like this. So, you know, good and damn well, somebody would have saw what was going on. I got to say this, though, even though I did look it up, and it said that a lot of people have been out in the water, and people still drown, and no one saw it. Okay, I have to put that in here. But these people are pretty close. They're close together. See all these boats and stuff and everything? These people are close together. And this is on the 4th of July. They said over 200 people was on that island. Nobody saw Nolan Wells drown. That's the same thing I've been saying for the longest. Okay, all these people are here in this water. They drinking. This man right here looks like he got his damn cell phone or something in his hand. I don't know if that's a cell phone or not, but I don't know. It looks like he's on a cell phone. Can y'all see him right there? I wish I can zoom this in. Let me see if I can do that. That's just the speed right there. This is the scroll. You can't zoom in. I wish they put a zooming feature on TikTok so you can zoom in. But it looks like this person right here is holding some in his hand. I don't know if it's a cell phone or what, but it may just be his other hand, and it just looks like it. You know, a lot of them got drinks. And what is this person doing way over here? So they got little small boats. I mean, not boats, but swimming pools inside the thing. Okay. Let's go up a little bit up there. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some more pictures and stuff. I mean, videos or something. So let's see what she's saying, the history of Horn Island, okay? Let's hear this. what she said real quick.
With enslaved black men risking everything for freedom. And once you know the story of Horn Island didn't begin with Nolan Wells. It began more than 160 years ago with enslaved black men risking everything for freedom. And once you know that history, today's headlines will hit differently. In 1863, at least 8 enslaved men escaped from the Mississippi coast under the cover of darkness. They crossed the Mississippi Sound in small boats, knowing that if they were captured, the punishment would be torture or death. Their destination? Horn Island. So they hid there until they were rescued by the Union Navy. Some of these men enlisted and fought for the very freedom they had risked everything to reach. Today, Horn Island is recognized by the National Park Service as one of the underground railroad networks to freedom. But that's only one chapter of Horn Island's history. More than 160 years later, Horn Island is making history again, this time because of the tragic loss of Nolan Wells. His family is searching for answers, and so is the public. Horn Island isn't just another barrier off of the Mississippi coast. For one generation, it represented hope. Today, it represents heartbreak for a grieving family and so many others. One island, 2 stories, and so many unanswered questions. The story of Horn Island.
That was good to know because I didn't know any history on that island like that, okay? And let's look at this picture and see what it looks like up close. Maybe we can see it right here. I guess this is it right here. Let's see. So this is what the currents, let's look at the currents and stuff real quick. We have to do this, okay? We can't be listening to that. So this is the little Horn Island. This is the water there. Okay. The current here is strong. Yeah, I don't see that kid been out in the water like that, even being, intoxicated. I just don't. They say it changes very quickly. And if he's been there before, okay, he's been there before. That's what Warren said, right? And so he would already be aware of how the currents change. They just come real quick or whatever the case is. I don't know much about water, so all this little stuff right here, but yeah, I'm just reading what they're saying in the comment section. Okay, so we don't want to watch it too long. I just want y'all to see that. And then let's look at the island itself. So I guess this is it right here. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So I guess they were all around here. All around here. The only way nobody would see him if Nolan was walking way back here some damn where. And I don't know why he would be way back there, okay? I don't even know if it's safe to go that far back because you can see a lot of pockets of water and all of that. So they be on this island right here. Oh, okay.
School children.
Let's see. I say it looks scary. Till somebody said it looks scary. Why are they there? I don't know. It looks, I don't know. I doubt I would be there. There's nothing out there except this water. You're surrounded by all this damn water. No places to eat. No bathrooms. No nothing. No police, no Coast Guard on thing or anything. Anything can go down here. So they all up in this water all around here in the shallow parts, I guess. It probably gets deeper right up in here. And certainly if you go out there, you can tell that the water gets very dangerous up in that area. You can look at it and tell. Yeah, I don't know if I would be out here. It's not like these islands out here, I tell you that. So no, I don't know about that. Okay, I don't know about that. You said that is the girl on Wyatt's boat. We see it right there. You said it was taken from Bart's boat. Probably saw that picture that we just saw. There's a girl on Wyatt's boat. We see it right there, but we don't know who she is. I wonder who she is too. That's the girl who we probably heard in the background talking. And here's another picture of it. It looks like this is way back in the old times or something. Okay, because it looks very, yeah. This is way back then. Hey, they was on this island. Okay. Goodness. So they had little teepee huts or whatever and everything on it, huh? It was more intact then, it looks like. Okay. But see, the thing is, it's not the island itself, it's the people who he went with, okay, and what they were doing. I don't know why y'all keep on blaming this island. The island is not alive. It's the people, possibly, let's put possibly in it, the people he went with, because we don't know exactly what happened. We just basically, looking at stuff that we see online and we just making our opinions from that, okay? We won't really know what happens until they get the toxicology report in. They let us know what the autopsy say, and, everything else that we need to find out, okay? They said none of the friends who attended, who he's friends with, they did not attend his funeral, which is weird because you would think Trayston would have came, Warren, Wyatt, all of them. So let's look at this right here quick. So I guess these are all the friends that came. Yeah, this is all the friends that came. They got his mom right there. Why didn't his other friends come, I wonder? That's tripped out. Okay, let me like this. I forgot to like this. Okay. So we just took a look at the island, and this is a closer up view of it right here, because y'all want to see it. This is the island. I don't know why they would be on this island, but I guess this is a tradition, like they said, and they just come out here to hang out, swim, to get together, drink. There's no way I would be drinking in no damn water and just chill out. He must be drunk. He got the damn camera going all upside down, sideways, and everything. Somebody said there is phone service. Well, clearly you can record a video even if you don't have service, because that's what this is. Just like I said, even though if your phone does not have a signal, you can still record videos. Okay, and he's probably, let me see what he's doing. He got music playing, but yeah, you can still record videos, and you certainly can take pictures. Okay, so we just saw that. So that's why I say the internet is good for seeing certain things. You don't need to visit it. You can visit it right here. Okay, so anyway, let me stop sharing real quick, and we're going to go back over to this other screen because we took a look at everything that we could have possibly taken a look at. And we're still asking the question about Bart and Katie. Did they ever date? Were they dating now? I doubt it, but did they ever date? Could it be possible that they got into it over her? I don't know. Or do you think it's more a possibility that they were all up there on their boats, on those boats, lit the F up, and Nolan had something that was too much for his heart, and he succumbed to that. They just panicked, didn't know what to do, try to wake him up, try to do whatever they did, couldn't make him wake up, realized he was passed on, and then they pushed his body in the water after talking about it for a couple of seconds or minutes, and just did that because clearly people would think it was just a drowning. They probably never thought this would be a big story like it is now. They probably thought that they would just rule it out as a drowning and go from there and be done with it. Okay, now we're not saying that this is exactly what happened. We're guessing, so we don't know. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So these are just like some really, it's just some theories. That's it. We don't know for sure. Period. Okay, so I think I covered everything, you guys. I don't know what else to that I didn't cover. Let's see. Let me make sure. Anything I left out, Jermaine, make sure you let me know right now. Don't wait till I get off the video and then tell me something. So they did. I will tell you this right here because they were just talking about this. They said that his alcohol intake was heavy. Okay. Meaning he was effed up, okay, allegedly. Now they said a July 5th Mississippi Department of Marine Patrol email obtained by Fox News Digital was sent to the U.S. Coast Guard as authorities search for Wells. They said along with his physical description and last known location, the email lists alcohol intake and it said heavy, but does not identify the source of that information. So he was a freshman at Ole Miss. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, so that's what they said. But we already pretty much figured out, he was probably drinking just like all of the rest of them. Thank you, Jermaine. Okay. Let's see what else. I think that's it. So we just found it out. We already knew that because that's what his friend said. And Tatum just talked about that and other people. So it is what it is, you guys. Let's see what this is real quick. And then we did have a copy of the MR Marine Patrol report. Let me see if I can. It's long. It's pretty long. We'll look at this tomorrow and go over it because there's a lot I'll actually share to myself. And then we'll go over it. That's what we'll do tomorrow. This is a lot. It's like 15 pages, you guys. We'll look at some of it. It's a lot of shit. Got the police report and everything on here. So we'll look at this tomorrow. I need to look over it, and then we will look over this tomorrow. At least some of it, not the whole thing, but at least some of it. All right. So I think I did cover everything that I wanted to talk about. We'll see what comes next. Justice for Noel Wells, his family, because I know his mom definitely want to find out what exactly happened to her son. And I don't believe, like I said before, he would have left the cell phone intentionally like that. I just don't believe that. And I don't believe he was on that island. Okay? When Katie said that she assumed he went back to that boat to leave with the people he came from at 3, that's what I believe. And it kind of makes sense. Because if nobody actually saw him past 4 and that boat left at 4:30, there you go. Okay? And I forgot what time they made the call to Cito. But the thing is, I don't believe no one saw him on the island, even though they say they got witnesses. If the witnesses have some type of pictures or some other evidence to support that, then I can believe it. Otherwise, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. What? So anyway, I forgot to turn the music back on. That's because I was showing videos the whole entire time off and on. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. Over here in the chat, I want to say thank you to Jermaine. That's me, you guys. That's my shopping haul channel. Wet Seal TV. The boss, I didn't see you. Thank you so much for being here. What shit ain't funny? Nancy Grace, if that's what you're talking about, that's funny right there. The way her expressions was, okay? Or if you're talking about Jermaine laughing, certain things with Nancy Grace expressions are funny. And who cares if white people don't take us seriously? They're not God, okay? That's what's wrong with you Negroes. You think that. That's why y'all be saying stupid stuff all the time. And that's why you guys don't stick together and be on social media tearing other Black people down. That's why y'all do that. Thank you, young men, for being here as well. And again, thanks to everybody in the bushes, everyone who watched this in the replay. In the comment section, just tell me what you guys think. Do you think that he actually drowned, or if they were lit and he got something, that messed him up? Or do you think it was altercation over with Katie? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section, and make sure you put allegedly or you think. Okay? Y'all don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, share, leave a comment, and hype this video up. Also, if you want to show additional support for this channel, you can feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation at $ShavesTube, or you can copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. All right? So check out my other material here, and like those videos and subscribe. And also, if you like shopping hauls, check me out on ShavesTube shopping haul channel as well. Okay, and subscribe over there. Anyway, y'all have a blessed night, and thank you guys so much for being here. And I'll be back tomorrow night with another Night Owl Live. All right? And we're going to take this down real quick. We are getting ready to get out of here. I'm going to take a shower and get my butt ready for bed because I'm tired tonight. Let's take this down. Young readers. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me put this up. Y'all have a blessed night and happy and blessed Wednesday. Thank you. I still didn't take this boy's comment down. Good night, y'all, and sweet dreams, okay? Let me go back over here and do this. I wish this StreamYard would do this automatically. You should be able just to program a button and it just comes up by itself without, having to do all of this. Anyway, good night, y'all.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she called names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I let game, back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's Tube, she back again. Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube,